Right. Well done. Welcome, ladies. Thank you for joining me tonight on our live class. Let's see if we can get this one to work okay tonight for us. So let's start first of all in our Pilates stance. Our feet parallel and hip width apart. So stand nice and tall, just round those shoulders. Let's just warm up by a few shoulder rolls to start with. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. So just going backwards, let's change direction and go the other way. Lovely, so just think about drawing your core in as we're doing these and breathing out, we just draw our pelvic floor up as well. So back to centre and then just pop your hands on your hips there for a rest and we'll just warm up the head a little bit. So let's just turn side to side, warming up the neck, side to side. So breathing in and out as we go, and then just take those head looks to circles. So just look down at the floor, going from one side to the other, just warming up that neck there. And just draw the core in. You okay?
You bigger, I need to see you bigger.
In the top right, you might have a button that says make me into a full screen. I click on full screen.
Sorry. No, that's all right. I'll just fiddle with it.
That's right. Give a fiddle. So just do bigger circles there. Just holding the core in from side to side as we warm up. So just holding there. I kind of had sort of like full screen in the top right hand side, and that made a difference. That's it. Lovely. And then we're just going to come back to centre. I'm just going to admit someone else. Let's just click that in. Lovely. And I just want you to take a nice squat down. We're just going to squat down over our heels there. Just come, bring your weight back onto your heels. Hi Anne, do join us. And then just push your weight over to one heel. And then push the weight over to the other. So holding this down in squat position. So we're just warming up the thighs here. And then just leaning forward into the toes on each side. And sort of just going from heel across to heel. So just move that weight across and challenge your thighs a little bit here. Just going backwards and forwards. Whoops, don't go too far back. Right, just hold yourself and go back the other way. Let's just change direction. We're just warming up the thighs here. Just doing little squats down, little circles, keeping that weight there over the feet. And then just come back to centre, just draw yourself up to nice and tall. Just give those shoulders a rounding. And then just come onto one leg and we're just going to lift up the knee and just take it to the side and round. So we're just lifting up and round. So just doing those opening the gates, I think they call them. Opening the gates with the knee there. And then we'll change direction and go the other way as well. So just make sure you do both directions just to warm up the hips. Make a big exaggerated circle there as we go. And then just hold that one forward. Just rotate the foot there. Just give it a little twist each way. Lovely, well done ladies. And then just bringing that foot down. Let's do the other side. So just get your weight equal. Drawing the core, take a breath in and just move that knee out in a nice circle there. You can touch down each time or hold the wall, it's not a problem. So just exaggerate that circle. Let's warm up those hips. And then let's change direction. And then next one forward, let's give that little rotate there of the ankle. And then back the other way. Lovely. And then from here, I'd like to do a couple of roll downs to warm up the spine a little bit, mobilise the spine. So let's take a big breath in, arms overhead. Reaching up, and then just tuck that chin to chest and just roll yourselves forward, drawing the core in as you go. Make sure your tummy is pulled up to the spine, and just go down as far as you're able to start with. We have a little stretch down here. Just have a breathe into the stretch, into the backs of the legs and into the bottom. Okay, and then just take a big breath in and let's roll ourselves up and restacking the spine one vertebra at a time. Hold the core in, keep the chin to chest and roll up. Let's bring the arms up as well. Let's have a nice stretch overhead and stretch back. Okay, then let's roll down again. Let's roll all the way down. And when we get down here this time, let's walk the hands round to the side and stretch to the side. And then walk the hands round and stretch to the other side. Come back to centre and then just tuck your chin to chest and roll yourselves up slowly. Breathing out as we go. And then just roll those shoulders round there. Well done, everybody. Okay, super. So bring yourself down onto the floor. We're going to come down and just lie down to start with and just warm up the spine a bit more by doing some hip rolls and bridges. So just lie yourself back down. Okay, we're just going to warm up the hips. Let's just do some hip tilts. So just make sure your camera's on you. That's it, so I can see you. I can't quite see you, Anne. You've disappeared. Lovely, that's it, that's better. You can see the mat now. Okay, so breath in here. So just drawing the core in as we breathe in and roll those hips back towards the waist to close the waist up, and then just roll them out again. And do the same again. So breath in, breathing out, roll those hips back and roll them out again. There's a bit of self-interest here. I've been doing lots of gardening the last couple of days, and let's do that one more time. My back's aching a little bit. Here we go. And the next one, we're going to roll up into bridge. So this time, take that breath in to start, and then breathing out. Let's roll all the way through up into bridge, pushing the hips to the ceiling, and just making sure those knees stay parallel. Don't let the knees drop open. Keeping them nice and tightly closed there. Push up as high as you can. Really stretch into the hips. Big breath in here, and then roll yourselves down. Breathing out, and make sure you push each vertebrae into the mat, right through the waist there, all the way to the coccyx. Okay, so this time let's bring in the arms. Take the arms in, let's take them up and overhead as we roll ourselves up, breathing out as we go. Really reach those arms long and push those knees away. Breath in here, breathing out, roll yourself down. We'll add on the next one. Big breath in at the bottom, and then rolling from the coccyx all the way through, and let's take ourselves up one more time. And then I'd like you to hold it here, and we're going to do some marching with the feet, so it's lifting one foot up. Keep the arms overhead if you can. If it's too much, you can bring the arms down and out to T, but try and keep your arms there, try and keep those hips up and march. So just a couple each side, couple more each side. Lovely, back to centre and roll yourselves down. And we're just going to do that one more time and just make that a little bit higher with the marching. So let's just take that breath in, breathing out, roll the arms up overhead. And then lift the leg a bit higher, make the march a bit of a bigger march. It's sort of toe tapping, so it's a bit faster, but just a bit higher. So we're walking the walk, nice big strides there, keeping those hips up, one more each side. And then we're just going to roll ourselves down, bringing the arms overhead, all the way out to the coccyx. Just grab your knees in, give yourselves a little hug from side to side, massage that lower back, and we'll move on to the next move. Lovely, we're going to do some abdominal work now, so we just want the knees into tabletop over the hips there. Make sure you've got that tummy drawn in and that gap closed under the waist, and keep the knees there in tabletop. And we're just going to pop the hands by the sides of the head here and take a breath in and curl up to breathe out. So as we curl up, breathe the air out, squeeze your tummy is nice and flat to the floor, and then just breathe in to come down. And we go up again, and we'll add on in a second. And we come down. Okay, so next one up, we're going to do a toe tap. So as you come up, just tap one toe and then bring yourself down. And then as you go up the next time, tap the other one. So we're keeping the legs at that 90-degree angle as we go. So try and keep the feet away from the body. But if you start to tire, you can fold the feet down. So we're lifting, alternating, that's it as we go up. So one more each side. And then just come back down for a second. Okay, so we're just going to drop the knees to the side, and we're still going to curl up. So we'll be working the deep abdominal muscles down the side here. So taking a breath in here, curling up to look away from you there. So just looking over your hip and curling down again. So just keep the knees down. We'll do 4 on each side, and then we'll swap the knees over. So 3. Very nice, curling up, 4, lovely. Come back to centre. We'll just do a quick curl up in the centre, and then we're going to drop the knees to the other side, okay, and we'll do 4 on this side. So breath in here, and then curl up. So just make sure you're dropping the knees the other side, so we're doing both sides of the waist. Very nice, what I can see so far, well done ladies, 4. And then just come back to centre, and then 1 more in the centre, and then rest yourselves down and just hug the knees in and just give your heads a little rock from side to side as well. Just release that tension in the neck that we do get when we do curl ups. It's lovely. Okay, so placing the hands back by the head and the knees back where they were. I'm going to bring you onto your side. I'm going to roll you onto your sides. So you come onto your elbow and you've got one knee up. So we're going to then, I'm just going to move back a little bit, I can see I've come off the screen. Okay, so we roll onto our sides, we've got the knee, one knee up, the other one up as well. I'm going to bring them underneath the knee, and we're going to do clams. So we're just bringing the knees together, keep the feet together and open the knees. So if you get tired or you'd like the slightly lesser version, you can pop the lower knee down, but if you can bring both knees up, that's a slightly harder version. So keeping that elbow back there as we just lift and lower the knees. So 2 more on this side. Another 2, another 1. So my 2 more. Lovely. And then just keeping the legs there and the arms, let's roll onto our backs. And then I want you to roll onto the other side. I'm just going to flip round so I can see you, but you carry on and roll over to the other side. So you're in the same position, but on the other side. And we're just going to do the same there with the knees, and lift and lower the knees. So top knee lifting and lowering and keeping the elbow up there to the ceiling. That's it, lovely, very nice. Lifting and lowering. So keep the feet together and you're just lifting and opening the top knee. So we're like a clam. So keep the lower knee down, Bridget, and just keep that top knee going up and down. That's it, so like a clam. So just 1 more. That's it, lovely. Very nice. It's looking good. It's very nice, ladies. And then just rest it there. Just take a breather there for a moment. And then just roll back onto your back. I just want to change what we're doing slightly. And we're going to just move into another move, but still bringing our legs and arms in. So we're going to have knees into chest. We're going to take 1 leg out away from us and 1 arm away from us. And with the other knee, I'd like you to just bring the other knee over into tabletop. So come back to tabletop, and then we're going to swap. So each time, if we can, we want to try and keep the knees above the hips. So we've still got the core drawn in, we're closing the gap underneath the back there. So opposite leg and opposite arm, reaching behind you and then bring it in. That's lovely, very nice. Reach the arm overhead in between. So Heather, just take 1 arm overhead, opposite leg that's going, and the opposite arm, that's it. And then bring back to centre. each time. Lovely, very nice. So just pushing away, one more each side. And then just give yourselves a little hug there. Well done, ladies, very nice. Okay, and then in your own time, just come up to seated. We're just going to do some stretching forwards. Just stretch out our lower back. So if you need to sit on a cushion, please feel free to help your back be nice and straight. And if you need to have bent legs, do so as well. So we're just going to do some spinal stretches forward. So just taking the arms forward there. Nice breath in, draw the core in, and we're just going to roll ourselves forward. Reach to the toes, just to stretch out the back. Breath in here, and then just breathing out, just come back up to a nice straight back. And then let's just do that again, one more time. And then I want to challenge you. So when you come back up this time, can you see if you can lift a leg as you come back? And then place the leg down, and then we're going to roll forward. We're going to add on to that in a minute. We'll lift the other leg, and lift the other leg. Lovely, and come down. So next time we're going to roll forwards, breathing out as we go. Look towards the toes, and then take a breath in, restack the spine, lift the leg. As you lift the leg, see if you can walk up your leg towards your ankle and try and straighten that back as you go. So try and get that back nice and straight. Lovely, and then walk back down. And just lean back a little bit. And then we're going to come forward and do the same on the other side. So we're going to come forwards, stretching forward towards the toes. Breath in here, breathing out, just come back. Lift the leg. And then from here, walk yourself up your leg and straighten that back. So you bring yourself onto your sit bones, from sort of leaning back beyond the sit bones. Walk back down. Very nice. And just see if you can hold your core and pull yourselves back a little bit there. So breath in here, breathing out. Let's hold that core, but breathing out. Let's roll ourselves forward one more time. And stretch towards the leg there. And then breath in, breathing out. Let's come back and bring that leg up. As we come back, just go back on the back of the sit bones. And then just grab hold of your leg and try and straighten that back and walk up towards the ankle. Well done, Anne. That's lovely, well done. Very nice, ladies. Okay, roll yourselves back. We'll just do one more for the other side so we're on equals amount. So just let's go back and then let's go forwards and push towards the toes. As we straighten up the spine, let's lift the other leg. Roll back on the back of your bottom now, the back of the sit bones. Just do the other leg. So we're doing equal size. Walk up that leg if you can and try and straighten that back. So from being round, we want the back straight. Don't worry too much if the leg can't go straight, but we are trying to straighten the back. That's lovely. And then walk your hands back down. And come back to centre. Now this is something I saw earlier which I thought was quite nice. So holding on to one leg, and see if you can rock yourselves back and rock up again onto sit bones. So you've got to use the other leg a little bit, just lift it up off the floor. So holding one leg, can we round the back? Breathing out and breathing in and coming up again. So let's see if we can do one more of those. So rolling back and coming up. Lovely. And then switch and do the other leg. So let's hold the other leg, try and have a straight back. And then round the back to roll it back. And come up. And when you come up, see if you can keep the other leg off the mat a little bit. So don't let it flop down onto the mat. See if you can hold it just above the floor there as you come up. One more, so we've done the same amount on each side. And come up. Well done, ladies. That's quite a tough one, isn't it? Okay, so just have a little stretch forward. Just lean over your legs there and have a little stretch in the back there. Stretch out any tension there that's just built up. I thought that was quite a nice one to do. Okay, so just from here, we're just going to roll ourselves down. Oh, actually, I'll tell you what, we do roll like a ball neck. So just bring yourself towards the end of the mat because we want to end up down on the mat. We do roll like a ball neck, so just come towards the end of your mat. Make that a lovely rounded back, that big hunch round back. Sit yourself back on your sit bones And then breathe in to go back, hand out to come up. So just roll yourself back and forth. So really try and round that back. That's it, lovely. Well done, Heather, very nice. Roll yourselves up and back. Very nice, that's it. Couple more. Try and keep the knees in as close to the chest as you can, and that will help you when you come back up as well. And then just finish with one that you roll back and we stay back down. Lovely, well done. Okay, so we're just going to roll back here. We're just going to roll and we're going to just take the legs out to a double leg stretch and we're going to catch them in again and hug. But as you hug, pull the knees up, pull the bottom off the mat there, and we're going to push the legs away and hug them in again. So if you want to just place the head down, if you find it a little bit too much to do both, you can leave the head down on the mat and just hug there. Just keeping the head down if you want to, or lift the head up if you want the challenge, and just push that bottom up. So one more like this, and then we just hug there. So just hold it there, just have a little breather there for a moment. Okay, and then we're just going to lie nice and long. And we're going to see if we can roll ourselves up. Okay, so taking a nice long line. Now if you need to just hold on to your thighs, you can do, or if you need a cushion under your back will help you as well. So we're going to roll up, so we're going to peel ourselves up by taking a big breath in. And breathing out, we're going to roll up, come up, and we're going to come forwards towards the feet and stretch forwards. And then as we go back, let's see if you can try and lift the feet up and roll yourselves back down as you go back. Lovely. So then bringing those legs up towards the ceiling, we're going to roll up again. So take a breath in, breathing out, see if we can roll up, using the weight of the legs to bring you up and bring you forwards. And stretch over the feet, so have a lovely stretch into the back there. Very nice. Let's see if we can do that again. I'm just going to watch you. So we're going to roll back down. As we go down, bring the legs up. And my legs have gone over my head there, look at that, just like that. Okay, and we're just going to bring ourselves down again and roll up one more time. Come forwards. Very nice. Stretch the back out as you come forwards. And then breath in here and then breathing out. Let's roll ourselves back down and we're just going to stay down here. Take the arms over and then see if you can just lift your legs and the top half of your body and hold it in this position for a minute. If you can just do the legs or the arms, it's great, but hold, really holding the core there. So it's quite tough, just hold for a few more seconds. Hold, 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 really reach and lengthen. Okay, and lower down and just take a breather there for a moment. That was quite tough. Well done, ladies. Okay, and then we're just going to turn onto our sides for the next section, but when you're ready, just take a breather here for a second. Okay, so rolling onto our sides and try and come onto your elbow, or you can lay on a cushion, whichever you prefer. Just grab my cushion so you can have a long arm out and lay onto the cushion if you like to support your head, or you can just sit. If you prefer the next level, you can take your head onto your elbow, but if you're on your elbow, just make sure you're in a long line from the elbow through the shoulder there and you're not sort of curved. So whichever you prefer, the cushion's fine to support your neck. We want long straight legs. Just check your hips are stacked on top of each other. Just going to move myself back a bit, that's it. Lovely, and then we're just going to start with a breath in here to pull the waist in, and then breathing out, we're going to take the foot forward and push forward, pulse for 2 as you're there, and then just bring it back behind you. Lovely, so just pulsing forward for 2, and then behind. So let's do a few more of these, pulsing forwards, and push behind. Lovely. And again, pulse, pulse. So really holding that core in. So we're working the core, we're working the legs and the hips here. And behind, and then one more. And behind, lovely. Okay, and then from here, stack the legs on top of each other. We're going to lift by breathing out and breathe into lower. So lifting them both if you can, and lower. So lift and lower. So lifting and lower. Well done, ladies. So breathing out as we go, lifting and lowering. So keeping that core really drawn in, and just really feel you're in a lovely long straight line. Push those toes away a little bit further, couple more. Really lengthen the legs there, really working the waist. Wonderful, well done, that's very good. And then from here, roll yourselves onto your back. And we're going to do one double leg stretch, and then we're going to roll onto the other side. So taking the arms out long, curl yourself up, just grab your knees, give yourselves a big push out nice and long, and then roll yourselves onto the other side, either onto your elbow or onto your pillow. I'm just going to flip round so I can see you, whichever you prefer. Okay, so nice long line there, well done. Drawing that core in, keeping the legs long and the hips stacked, the shoulder back. Let's take that breath in, and we're just going to lift the top leg up, and we're going to bring it forward to pulse, pulse, and then we're bringing it behind us nice and straight. So this is really working the hip flexors and the glutes here, so nice toned bottoms and waist for the summer. So pulsing forward and then straight back behind, lovely. Pulsing forward for 2 and then behind. So pulsing forward and then behind. And then one more. And behind, lovely. Come back to centre. When you've done your one more, that's very nice. Bring the both legs together nice and long, so really point those toes, and we're going to breathe out to lift up both legs and lower. So breathing out to lift up and lower. So breathing out and lower, lovely. Lifting and lowering, lovely, well done. Couple more. And then just hold that there, and then just roll yourself onto your back. And then we're just going to lift one leg to the ceiling, and we're just going to start by holding the back of the thigh, and we're just going to bend and point. So just bend and stretch. This is just to loosen up the hamstrings, because we're going to do a hamstring stretch. Okay, so now just holding one leg up to the ceiling and the other one along the mat. And let's just see if we could just take a breath in here and just pull on that leg a little bit more. So try and straighten that leg, try and hold the calf. And then we want to switch to the other leg and push that one down. So switch to the other leg, give it a little pulse, and then switch to the other one and pulse. So we're alternating the legs now, so let's switch. So point the toes. Hold the core in, and we're switching the legs and we're stretching. So try and do it with straight legs, Heather. Straighten them both, that's it. So you've got one long, one up, one down. So one up, one down. So just place the lower leg along the mat, one leg along the mat and the other one to the ceiling. And then that's it, Heather, that's it. And then switch, and then just switch legs. So you just alternate, that's it. Can you see what I'm doing? So I'm alternating legs. Alternating legs. Lovely, well done. One more each side, so I like this one. It's great for your hamstrings. That's it. Well done, everybody. Really nice. Superb. Just give them a little hug. We're going to roll onto our fronts next. So just in your own time, roll over onto your tummies, and we'll do some of the back exercises next. So just lie in a nice long line for me. We're going to do sort of swan, so you're going to need your hands near your head. So just bring your forehead down onto your mats. Take a big breath in here. Really draw the core up tightly to the spine there, and breathe in. And then breathe out, let it come down. Just want you to find that neutral space there. So breathe it up again. So draw it in on the in-breath. Hold it up to the spine, and then breathe it out to about halfway, and just leave it there. So I'm just looking up. Keep your head down, Heather, just to start with. And then we're just going to take a breath in there with that tummy drawn in, and then just breathe out. I want you just to push up onto your arms sort of halfway. Just push up onto those forearms, just sort of half swan, that's it. And then just breathe in to come down again. And then out. Let's just go up again halfway. Just warm up that back a bit more. And then next one, so breathing out as you go up, breathing in as you come down. And then we're going to go up the whole way this time, pushing all the way up. And I want you to kind of look to the ceiling there and stretch down the front of the throat. Have a look there and stretch the tummies. And then breathing in, bring yourself down. And then let's do that again. Breathing out, come up and look up. And then breathe in to come down. And then breathing out, let's come up and look to the side. So look side to side. You'll feel extended stretch there down the front as you do that. And then just breathe in to come down. Lovely. I'm just checking how you're doing as well. Super well done. Very nice. One more of those. And just look side to side on the next one up as well. Side to side. And then breathe in to come down. And for the next one, the next exercise is quite a nice one. So just taking your arm out to T. We'll do one at a time. One arm out to T. And I want you just to hold your thumb up like this. And then what we're going to do is, just with the forehead down, just want you to rotate the wrist round and bring the hand down by the side. So you're doing an arm circle, but bringing the arm down. And then we're just uncircling by bringing the arm back out to T. So it's from T with the thumb up, and then you're rotating the arm round as you bring it down by your side. And then as you bring it back up, your thumb is pointing back at the ceiling. So does that make sense? So big breath in here, we just do one arm at a time. So rotate the arm down as you bring it back towards the bottom. Twist it as far round as you can. And then just bring it back in as you come back to the side there. So thumb to ceiling, and then you're rotating the arm. We're doing an arm circle in the socket there. So you're really rotating the shoulder socket here and back to centre. So place that arm down. Let's switch and do the other side. So same thing on the other side, taking the arm out to the side, thumb to ceiling. So just bringing the arm back round towards the hips there by rotating the arm in the shoulder socket. So it's a complete rotation of the arm there as you bring it back to the side. So just come down again and rotate, so mobilising that arm in the shoulder there, and then just bring it back to the side. Hopefully you can feel this in the scapula and in the shoulder joint there, moving round and forward. So one more of these. Are we okay with that? And turning the arm, that's it, lovely, and back to centre. Super, then bring the arms overhead, we'll do swimming next. So breath in here, make sure that core's still drawn in. So lifting one arm and opposite leg and the head up. And then you bring the head down and the arm and leg down, and you lift the other one up and down. So keep the eyes looking down at the mat. Breathe out as you lift each limb, and then breathe in to come down. So we're not just lifting, we are lengthening. So I want you to really think about pushing that leg away and that arm away as you're lifting each one up. I'm just looking to see how you're doing. You're looking good. So lifting alternate limbs, opposite sides, and lift and lower. Bringing the head up and down in between as well. So it's a steady pace. Can we do one more each side? Make sure you finish with the same amount on each side. So whichever side you started, make sure you finish on the other side. And then when you are finished, you can push yourself back for a well-earned rest into child's pose and just stretch out your back there. And lean over your legs there. And have a stretch. Lovely stretch here. here, I wanted to bring you back onto your back for a couple more things before we change what we do. I'd like you to see if you can try and lift your bottom up, your legs up to the ceiling. So get a cushion perhaps to put underneath your bottom to help you. It might just help you with the lifting. But we're going to just lift those legs up, and if anybody can take their legs over is what I was trying to aim to do. But lift the legs up. So just lifting and lowering. So taking the legs over. Actually, I'm going to move my cushion out of the way. So then what I wanted you to do is that once you've lifted the legs up, I want you to bring them down and bring yourself up and see if you can lift yourself forwards. So let me show you again. So we're going to go back down. We're going to take the legs over if you can, or just to the ceiling if that's what you can manage. So I'm going over and then I'm bringing them back down, putting my heels down and lifting myself up on my hands. And then I'm coming back down. So if you can take the legs over, great. If you can't, you can just lift the hips, that's fine. So we're going over and then bring them down. That's it, Heather. That's it. Lovely. Roll forward onto your hands, heels down, and then just lift your bottom off the floor. You've got to do it with your hands quite near your hips, I think. Let's see if we can do that again, if we can manage that. So lifting down, take the legs over. Roll down with control. As you bring the legs down, it brings the top half up onto your hands and lift, if you're able to. That's it, lovely. One more of these then. So just rolling back down, back over. So I'm stretching my back out anyway. Lovely. And then rolling through. And then just coming up onto those hands. Lovely, well done. And then I've got another one. So leaning forward, another new one I saw today. So let's lean forward onto our hands. And I just want you to lift alternate legs. You're going to feel this in the tops of your thighs here and in your hip flexors. So we're just leaning forward and lifting. So rounded back's fine. So it's lifting from the top of the leg there. So lifting, pointing the toe. Yeah, alternate legs. Bit of a challenge, isn't it? So one more each side. And then sit yourselves up there. So that's lovely. So just give those shoulders a roll round. Okay, now I have something else to show you as well, which is quite nice too. So we're going to come onto our knees. We're going to sit on our knees like this before we go onto all fours. Okay, so then I'm just going to pop my hands down in front of me. Just remind myself here. Yes, so we're just going to pop the hands down each side of your knees and just want you to lift and lower. So we're going to try and lift the knees up off the floor and lower. So you're lifting your knees and your bottom. So you're lifting up and lowering. So you're pushing onto the sort of the front of your foot there. So a little bit of a press up really, but pushing those knees up if we can. That's it. Lovely. Well done. So lifting up and lowering. Lifting and lowering. Okay, so one more. Super, well done. And then just walk yourselves to all fours. Just make sure your knees are open hip width apart and your hands are shoulder width apart there, just directly underneath the shoulders. Taking a breath in here, let's do a couple of cat stretches. Big breath in and then just breathing out. Let's roll those hips towards the rib cage, roll in the background, take a look at the top of the legs there. Breathing all the air out. And then just breathe in and bring your shoulders and eyes forward. That's it, lovely. Just let the shoulders sink into the shoulder joints there. Okay, let's do that again. So breathing out, let's round the back. And just breathe in and bring yourselves back to the forward. Right, just want you to change your hands slightly. So I'd like you to bring your hands close together. I normally say keep them apart. Okay, and then I just want you to do a bit of a twist here. So I want you to come down onto one elbow. Let me show you on my elbow nearest you. So come down onto your elbow and twist your top half of your body and look to the other side. So what you're getting is a twist here through the top shoulder blade. So that's it, coming down onto the elbow, look to the other side. Okay, then come back up onto both hands and do the other side. So we're just going to drop to the other elbow and twist. You've got to really rotate in the top body. That's it, lovely. So You should feel this sort of between the shoulder blades, or about the bra strap area really. Come back to centre. We're going to do some adding on in a minute. So one more of these each side. So look at the side you're going, back to centre, and then drop to the other elbow and twist that shoulder back. It's a small move, but it's effective. I felt this really good when I was doing this earlier. And then back to centre. And then we're going to add on, we're going to do something with the leg. So just, I'll do the same side so you can see me. So I'm going to drop that elbow down, and I'm going to lift my knee, and I'm going to lift and lower my knee. So it's the opposite knee. So I'm down on my left elbow, but I'm lifting my right knee. So I'm lifting and lowering. So we're doing some hip work here. So lift and lower. Whilst we're slightly twisted. And next one out. Let's hold it out and take the leg out long. And then I want you to draw little circles of that pointed toe. So taking that leg out long, draw some circles. So just make sure the leg's going out behind you. That's it, lovely. And then I want you to just hold it there and then pulse that leg up. So let's pulse up. Just push the leg towards the ceiling. So we're just working the bottom. So pushing, 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 pushing. And then hold that leg still. I just want you to twist the pelvis a little bit. So twist the other hip forward. So I'm just lifting that hip up. So holding that leg still, I'm just going to twist. So I'm pushing my hip back, my top hip back, so it's moving my top leg. So I'm just pushing that back. So it's like twisting the top leg, if you like, in the hip socket to make my hip open. So just pull that hip back behind you by lifting it to the ceiling there. It's quite tricky. And then bring that leg down, rest it down. We'll do the same on the other side. So just swap which elbow you're on. So come down onto your elbow. And we're going to start by lifting and lowering that other knee. So lifting and lowering on the other side. So just checking what you're doing. So just lifting it out in that dog-like manner. Lovely, well done. So lifting and lowering. Lifting and lowering. It's looking good. Well done. A couple more. Okay, then take that leg out long, and we're going to lift and lower. Oh no, sorry, drawing circles next, aren't we? Drawing circles, beg your pardon. Draw circles first, and then we do our pulsing. So just make sure you're still kind of twisting the top half of the body to that side. Draw your circles. Draw the circles. And then let's pulse. So let's pulse that leg up. So push that leg up. Let's pulse, push it up. Up, up, I'm just twisting round so I can see you, that's lovely. So pulsing that leg up, up, up. Okay, and then hold that leg still, and then I want you to try and twist that hip back. So let's try and rotate those hips round. So I'm pushing mine towards my wall behind me. So I'm twisting, I'm doing a rotation in the hips by pulling that top leg round. Rotate that leg round. So just try and lift that top hip. If I could touch you, I'd pull your top hip back. So try and push that hip towards the ceiling. That's it, pushing. I'm just looking up at you. That's it, lovely. Right, well done, ladies. Bring that leg down and just pull yourself back and have a resting child's pose here. Just rest your back out there, and the elbows and the hands there, and the neck if there's any tension. Just give it all a little wiggle from side to side. Lovely, well done. Okay, and then just bring yourself to side sitting. Just a little bit of a fun thing to do now with our knees. Okay, so I hope you can see me all right. I'm not sure if I can quite on the camera there. I seem to have moved forward. Okay, so we're just going to start with the arms forward and the knees, just sort of, so we're side sitting. Then I want you just to try and swap them to the other side. It's quite a challenge to keep yourself still, so just see if you can just bring your knees from side to side. So it's just holding that core in and then just dropping them from side to side. See if you can just bring them over, but keeping the arms here so you can't use your hands as such. So, okay, so just go again. That's it, lovely. And then hold it there. Okay, and then we're going to, just remind myself what I'm doing here. Okay, so then we're going to just bring ourselves up onto our knees. and lower. So can you bring yourself forward onto your knees and lower? So without using your hands, it's lifting and lowering up onto your knees. I'm just off the camera, I think, aren't I? So it's just coming back. So it's lifting up and lowering. It's a bit of a challenge. So you've got your feet to one side and you're pushing yourself up. So draw from the core there to bring yourselves up and down. Is that hurting your knee? If you've got trouble with the knee, that's it. Lovely. One more. Okay, lovely. And then I want you just to take the arms to the side. Place both hands to the side and reach out here. And we're just going to do a little press up down. See, perhaps you can join us on that one, Heather. So pressing down and coming up. And then pressing down and coming up. So, and again. And lovely. Okay, super, very nice. Okay, so then we're just going to take that back leg out. And we're just going to hold ourselves in this angle and lift and lower the back leg. So see if you can do it sort of where you're twisted to the side and we're lifting and lowering the leg behind us. So lifting and lowering. So we're at a funny angle, but we're using our body in a twisty, stretchy way. So lifting and lowering. Lovely. And then bend that knee back, come back to centre. We're going to push ourselves up and flip the legs round and just do that on the other side. So bring those knees round and then slide those hands away and we just press ourselves down and come up again. So sort of mini press ups to the sides, pressing down, breathing out as we go, pulling our core in to come up, breathing out as we go and breathing in to come up. So a bit of a challenge there. So push and come up. And again. Okay, so one more. And then we're going to take that leg out behind us, the long leg behind us, and we're going to lift and lower. So lift and lower. That's it. So you can bring it up behind you. It's at a bit of an odd angle here, but you're slightly rotated on the top half, and the hips are pushing forwards and round, and we're lifting and lowering. Very nice. So one more. How are we doing for time? We're okay for time. Lovely. That's it. And then rest it down there. And then just walk your hands forward. And let's just have a side bend to the other side. Let's bend over those feet and stretch. Just reaching out the side there. Really reaching nice and long. And then we just come over. Just do one on the other side. Let's just have a stretch there. Stretch through the neck. I can feel it a little bit in the neck there. Lovely, very nice. And then just do me a favour, just change the legs over. Let's just do the stretches on the other side as well. So let's just stretch to the feet again with the feet the other side. So we're equally stretching out the sides in the same way. Very nice, ladies. And then just stretch over one on this side. Okay, and then from here I've got some downward dog exercises to do. So I'd like you just to come over onto your front, and if you can into a plank position, but not for very long. We will just come into plank, and then we're going to walk ourselves into downward dog. So not for very long, that's it, lovely. And then we're just going to walk our hands back, back, back towards our feet. And then we're just going to walk ourselves back out again into plank. So this is the exercise. So really take a breath in to draw the core in. Walk yourselves back towards your feet. So try and have straight legs when you come back. And then just breathe in and walk the hands forward as we come forwards. That's it, back out into plank. So try and hold yourself in that nice long line if you can. Challenge your core a little bit. Let's just do a couple more of these. If you need to put your knees down when you're coming into plank, you can do. If it's too much to try and keep a nice long line. If you need to just pop the knees down, that's also fine as well. But we're just trying to do it in plank. And let's go again. One more time. I'm just going to walk you back out. Just want to hold it this time into downward facing dog. So just hold it sort of halfway-ish, so you're in that pike sort of shape there. And then just have with the Knees nice and soft just here. Just bend those knees down and push into the bottom. Come up onto your tiptoes. Push that bottom away. Really big stretch there into that. So bend the knees down. Bring the knees down towards the mat. See if you can come down towards the mat so you're almost kneeling, and then push yourself back up. Stretching into the backs of the legs if you can. Big breath in here, bring the knees down again. Let's see if we can just push into the knees there. It's hover above the mat here, just to challenge your strength there on your thighs. And then push that bottom back up to the ceiling. Lovely, well done. Walk your hands back towards your feet here. I just want you just to hold on just here, and I want you to reach the hands through the legs and see if you can just reach the hands behind you. See if you can try and straighten your legs. Don't worry if you can't, but just enjoy that big stretch into the backs of the legs. And then just reach the hands forward. Let's just see if we can stand here and reach those hands forward. Just walk those hands away from your body and just reach. And then let's just walk the hands to the side and reach to the side, stretching to the side there. And then let's walk round to the other side, just stretch those hands to the other side. And then just come back to centre, just soften the knees. And I'd like you just to hook one elbow over the knee and just open that chest to the ceiling. So we get a lovely stretch into the chest here. So open the chest and breathe. Hooking that one elbow over the opposite knee, that's the one. Very nice, ladies. And then we're going to switch and do the other side. Other elbow, look the other way and stretch. And then come back to centre. And then very slowly, I'd like you to roll up. I just want you to go halfway. So just take a breath in here, just breathing out, just roll up halfway till we've got and then straighten your back out. Nice straight back there. And just take those arms forward and reach forwards. So you're sort of folded in half, and we're just reaching forwards, reaching. Just push your arms away from you. Really try and touch the other wall. Breath in here, hold the core in. We're just going to roll ourselves down to the floor again. Just take those arms down to the floor, breathing out as we go. And then breath in here, let's start to roll ourselves up again halfway. We do that one more time. Straighten the back, reaching forwards. And then I want you to soften the knees and just see if you can reach to the ceiling with soft bent knees. Can you do that? Can you stretch and reach? Holding it there, really strong position. It's a really strong pose. It's a yoga pose. Up you come. Draw yourselves up slowly so you don't have a blood rush. All the way to the ceiling. Slightly bending back there. Breathing out as we go. Just come back into centre. Just take hold of one wrist and just give yourselves a little pull over to the side there so you can stretch out that side. Well done, ladies. Very good work. Sorry, there was some challenging stuff there. Okay, let's come back to centre. Hold the other wrist and just pull yourselves to the other side. Okay, just release those arms down. Just give those shoulders a roll. Just bring your hands into the small of your back. Let's just open that chest to the ceiling. Just have a breathe here. I always like this one. Open those shoulders up. And just release the shoulders down just to breathe out. And then just breathe in again. And breathe out. Lovely, well done. Okay, release those down. Let's just have a little swizzle from side to side just to remobilize the spine. Well done, everybody. Really good work. challenging class. Right, come back to centre. Let's take our 3 big breaths in. So big breath in, bend the knees down, breathing in and out and again. So let's go in to bend down and out. Well done. One more. In and out. Well done. Bring your hands together in the front and give yourselves a round of applause. Really well done, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. Do pop your microphones back on if you just want to have a quick chat and let me know what you thought about that. Thank you, ladies. That was really good. You're very welcome. Thank you very much. I'll do another class on Friday at 10:30. It'd be lovely to see you then if you'd like to join me. You're very welcome. Keep well, ladies. Have a lovely evening. Nice to see you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, ladies. Bye-bye.